Creating and managing an organized space can seem next to impossible sometimes. I'm Britton, and this is That Brainy Bee. I studied psychology and got my bachelor's degree, and I just like to share information on wellness. I just want to be a resource for you to help you out with your different troubles and just answering questions and that kind of thing. So as I scoured the internet for different decluttering and organization methods and even like studies and stuff on that, I found there was like not much, really not much. So I'm going to include 6 of the popular cleaning methods, and then I'm going to include 5 cultural methods. You'll have to tell me, like, I'm really intrigued. As much as I can scour the internet and research, that's not to say that it's still like a popular tradition. So if you live in these other areas, like, let me know what your traditions are. So let's get into the method. Method number 1, you know it, you love it, the KonMari methods, and it's only keeping items that spark joy. So it's just like, it's kind of based on Japanese techniques. So now I'm going to integrate in a cultural method next, which is the Feng Shui. I'm so sorry if I don't pronounce this correctly. Japanese cultures, they really believe in creating balance and harmony within the home. So they might have more of a like minimalistic approach, and they don't believe in clutter. Like, clutter is a negative energy in a sense, and so they don't have a lot of clutter. So next, I'm going to get into another popular method, which you have probably already done. This is the 4-box method, 4-bag method, 4-bin method, whatever you use to create a keep, sell, donate, and throw bin. For me personally, I really like to be able to donate and to give to other people, and I know that somebody else can possibly love that item a lot more than I do at this current time. So that brings me into another cultural method that I found really interesting, and I really want to know if this is actually like still a tradition or if this is like a common practice, but this is Swedish death cleaning. So I found this and I was just really intrigued by it. So this is just the belief of eliminating unnecessary things for as you get older, to not be bothersome to other people. Like, for if you die, like jewelry or something, you're thinking, oh, will this still hold up and be of use to somebody else? Like, is this actually, you know, worth something? Is this meaningful? Just, you're thinking of, like, you're going through, and as you're cleaning, you're thinking of, when I die, is this gonna be a nuisance to somebody else? So I really want to know, if you live in Sweden, like, is this a common practice, or anywhere else as well? Like, if it's a different cultural practice that you believe in, I'd really like to know. The 3rd method is another popular method, which maybe you do on a daily basis and you don't even realize, but it's just setting a 20-minute timer and getting whatever you can done in that 20 minutes. It's helpful to get those like small chunk areas done. If you have a corner in your room, like I have a corner in my room that is just really busy right now, this is the method that I use to clean up that area of the room. That brings us into the 4th method, which the Joshua Beckett method. I'm not sure if it's actually officially his method, but this is the 12-12-12 method. So you go through, maybe you go through a room. I chose to use this for my craft room, and I just went through and you pick 12 things to keep, 12 things to donate, and 12 things to organize or put back. So like, say you have some unfolded laundry, or say you have like a basket that's been set aside that you just want to go through and sift through and organize some of that stuff. It could be even small things like office supplies. Maybe you want to go through your office and you just pick like 12 papers to organize and go through and file and stuff. So this is all based on you and based on your situation, but these are just the methods. We're still going to get into who it's for. So the last 2 popular methods are ones you probably do on a daily basis, honestly, but they're pretty similar as well. So number 5 is Fly Lady. I don't know if this is the official name, but it's just doing a little a day. If you work constantly, if you have to go and work doubles and stuff, you're not gonna feel like cleaning when you come home. So maybe it's just picking a little something to do, like making your bed when you go to work. It'll feel clean when you come home. Or maybe it's even like not fully making your bed. Maybe it's just unfolding it so that it can like air out and it'll be nice and crisp and cool when you get home. Like small things that can help like set you up for success, and you'll feel nice when you come home, but it's not like over pressuring you and you're still getting things done. Last cultural methods are New Year's cleaning, and there's different types of New Year's cleaning. So there is the New Year cleaning. So this is common. There's the Lunar New Year cleaning, which is typically done actually before the New Year. It's not done on the New Year. So there will just be this like time of cleaning and cleansing before the New Year, and it might be in preparation for celebrations as well. The Nowrats, this is the Persian New Year. They typically clean untouched areas during this time, and they're maybe not so focused on like the common areas. They're focused on the untouched areas of the house. Of course, you've probably heard of spring cleaning as well. So I grew up always knowing spring cleaning. My mom always, like once or twice a year, she'll go through and like she'll take the screens off of the windows, she'll clean the curtains really good, and just like some of those things that you don't, you know, think about. And she'll go through all of the bins and like reorganize the bins. She'll get a bunch of project ideas for my dad and stuff. Like now she's talking about removing the popcorn ceiling because our home is older, which I hate the popcorn ceiling, so I'm totally okay with that. So some other like cleaning tradition from different like religions would be anointing and feet washing. So there's different anointing practices, and then feet washing is actually not just a Christian practice. This is multi religion and cultural practice that represents like purification and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different like cleaning methods out there and beliefs, and so it's all about perspective, and you have your own cleaning personality. So let's talk about cleaning personalities. I found 5 different cleaning personalities. We'll think of these as pillars, okay? So there are 5 pillars for cleaning personalities, but there's also like supports and roots underneath, and like beams on top connecting them, okay? When you look within yourself, you probably will see all of those different roots of how you could be, well, actually I might be this cleaning category in this situation. So we're gonna ignore those roots and stuff, and this is just looking from an outside perspective within yourself. So there is the first type, which is the just in case. I saw a TikTok a long time ago and I thought it was hilarious, and this is so funny, and we can all be like this sometimes. Like we get a little bit of a resourceful kind of personality, and I saw this TikTok where this guy had kept a lid or something, or no, it was a microwave plate. He had a microwave plate saved from like years, like 10 years before, and they broke their microwave plate and he finally could use it and it actually fit, and it was so funny. So like sometimes it can be nice, like sometimes that works out where you break a microwave plate and you know you need that microwave plate that you kept for 10 years, but it also can be toxic sometimes where it just builds up and you have way too much. And for me, I have to watch out, like especially I feel like crafters need to watch out, because we can definitely, oh, I know how bad it is. I'm so bad, you guys. When I go to flea markets or when I go to like craft stores and stuff like that, I see so many different things like, oh, I can get beads, oh, I can get sewing stuff, oh, I can get this, this, and this. And it's just like, we do need to kind of like put limits on ourselves and boundaries and take into account those methods and then tips that I'm going to be giving you very soon. Number 2, the minimalist. So the minimalist maybe takes more of that feng shui practice into account, and they, you know, they keep a lot of clutter out of their house. They don't have lots of items, they don't keep lots of things. And this can be really great, but this can also be negative on the flip side, where you throw a lot of things away. And sometimes I feel like my mom can fall into this category where she can sometimes throw away some things that she, you know, probably shouldn't have thrown away. So then there is the visualizer, which I fully believe my boyfriend is this, and I can be too, especially for my craft room. I'm a visualizer. Maybe you are more of a visual learner and you really need that like the project to be laid out for you to see it and to put it together and to be able to have the motivation to actually put it together physically. So like with sewing, I like to have projects out, and this is something that my friend Shannon taught me, is to have your projects laid out so that you can like have inspiration for the next project you're gonna do, and like have the fabric laid out. You can look at it and visualize it and think about it. My boyfriend too, he likes to have his tools and all of his engine and car stuff out all over, and there is a engine on a fold-up table in his kitchen and living room in his house, and I'm not that kind of cleaner, but I have to accept that it is his personality, and for him it helps him to work through the issues and remember that he has those items. So let's get into number 4, the hider. So I can be a hider sometimes, but there's a downside with hiding things away, obviously, where out of sight, out of mind. Great, but then you totally forget about what you have, and that's why like I'm a visualizer, so when I put things away in bins, I really struggle to remember about what is in those bins. So that's why I pulled out literally everything from those bins, and I went through and I labeled like what is exactly in them. Not just like a general idea of, oh, baking supplies. I labeled what exactly I have in them, and I created a cheat sheet. So I'm gonna put a PDF below for you guys to have a free PDF. You can print this out. It will just lead you to my website and you'll download the link. I know this is such a simple, basic PDF, but guys, it helps me like visualize it, that you can reference it and know that it's there, have it in an easily accessible area. Those are my best tips for it. But having it laid out, like what you have in those bins, is gonna help you remember. And then like you don't only have the bins labeled, because who's gonna go down in the storage and like look through all of those bins and like look at those labels and see, oh yeah, that's right, I have this in this bin. No, that's highly unlikely. It's nice to have them labeled like that for when you do have to go down and find it. But what I literally do is I label the characteristic of the bin, like what kind of bin is it, what size is it, what color is it, and then I literally put in what exactly do I have in there. I have, okay, what baking supplies do I have in there? That would be the general like bin labeling. But then I actually have, okay, I have a whisk, I have measuring cups, I have a rolling pin, blah, blah, blah. Number 5, the controller. So sometimes I can be a little bit of the controller, and that is great and all. Sometimes it can be a little bit too much, where you need to be able to let go. You don't overwhelm yourself and make it seem like such an exhausting task, because your brain remembers that, and then if you make it exhausting every single time, you're just never gonna want to do it. So try and make it as enjoyable as possible, and try to take into account your personality type and just how can you go about it, what method works best for you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope that it's helpful. Again, do not forget to turn the notification bell on, and if you would like to learn about gut microbiome and sourdough, I've been posting about that as well. Do not forget that you are loved, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace